Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gap. It's Wednesday. That means it's time for AEW Dynamite. Looks like they're going to kick off the show with a little tournament action.
Tournament action!
I didn't see if it was the blue or the gold tournament, but it is a tournament match. It looks like we have Rush versus Swerve. Swerve.
So it's
Swerve.
the gold one. Because it's
He's
the
in
one
gold?
with John Moxley in it.
Oh, Swerve and Mox are in the same one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Something like that.
Good stuff. Well, except for Roosh is on my TV. Other than that,
So
come on,
amazing.
AEW, you can do better.
We've seen you do better, and now you're not.
Make it a squash match, and let's move forward.
Anyways, we have somebody in our chat. It's Walter! Just Walter!
What?
Hey, Walter! How's
Are
it
we
going,
live?
Walter?
I did go live, right?
He said it's cool Christmas sweaters.
Oh, cool.
Walter says, hey, Travis and Daphne, AEW, yep, Daphne, good news, I won bingo, got Starbucks gift card. Congratulations, Walter, right before the holiday.
Boom!
Congratulations.
Like Christmas in a cup.
Fabulous. Walter says, Taz and Excalibur and Tony at the commentating, and he wants Roosh to win this, and he said, cool Christmas sweaters. Yeah, these are our ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters. Ugly sweaters.
It's like
They're like, you want to know what's happening later in the Gold League?
One-
Jay Lethal.
it's like one
Mark
bit.
Briscoe.
from the old days,
Can
like
you see this?
Atari graphics. All right. Well, Swerve, wrestling, Roosh.
Are they just putting it on that one? Because it's not on that one and hasn't been. Oh, now it is. The corner stuff.
Oh, yeah. This is probably a little bit ahead.
Yeah, it is.
Don't watch it.
I'm not.
Don't do it.
Oh, look, they've got John Moxley versus Jay White later tonight for the Gold League of the tournament.
Yay!
Well, there's like 5 more days until Christmas on Monday.
You excited?
Create the myth. Merry Christmas.
The only thing I don't like about Christmas is that once it happens, it's over.
My God. That happens with every day of the year.
Yeah.
Once it happens, it's over.
Yeah, but
Then you just have to go to the next day.
I know, but then you have to wait a year. And then the next big holiday is my birthday, which is like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. And then the next one after that is like my mom's, and then McKenna's, and then yours, then Valentine's Day.
And then there's a dry spell of nothing.
Yeah. And then it's forever. Forever.
Well, technically, it's McKenna, Leopold, and then my birthday.
Yeah. You're a weirdo. Technically.
And then there's April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
there's...
Wellington will be a year old. Creepy.
Yeah. And then there's, like, the good ones, you know, like St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo and stuff. But I don't drink anymore, so it's like...
Those aren't fun.
I know there's going to be a sport probably that weekend, which is always nice when there's a sport.
Oh, yeah. Super Bowl in February, too.
Yeah,
Or
that's
January
on the 12th.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
February 12th.
That's right. They added more, so now it's later.
It's the same every year.
Oh, is it?
The last few.
Did they just start it earlier?
Yeah, they got rid of a preseason game.
Ah. Oh, no. He broke his leg.
Oh!
And that one broke his shoulder.
The upsetness.
It's because of this tournament. It's just wearing them down.
Too much wrestling.
He's got his Velcro tape up to his butt.
He likes to Velcro his butt.
Looks like it.
That way he sits.
Walter says, yes, I'm good. Can't wait. Just, I won't eat too much Christmas goodies. Yeah? Is it because you enjoy Christmas goodies and you do overeat them? Or are you a diabetic? Do you have the diabetes?
Or are you a diabetic? Because you're so sweet.
Diabetes.
What is that?
Peanut butter and a banana?
Oh, I thought it was like pudding or something. I was like, that's the weirdest looking pudding I've ever seen.
Butterscotch pudding.
So what butterscotch is made out of is bananas and
No.
peanut butter?
No.
All your yogurt's expired. Like a long time ago, like on the 8th.
Every single one of them in the whole fridge?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make those shakes.
Is that what you were going to do with them?
Well, the big ones, the Greek ones.
Yeah, the ones on the front left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those ones were the 8th. And then there's some in the back. I don't remember what those are. Like the 20. Well, no, it wasn't the 20th. It's like the 16th. They're probably still good, but. Oh, God. Look at Roosh just disrespecting Swerve.
Kicking him in the
You
face.
see all that disrespect?
I did, with his face kicking.
There's too much disrespect. A lot of people don't like that kind of disrespect. A lot of people are in prison for that kind of disrespect.
Some of them. Walter says Jim Ross comes back to AEW commentary later tonight. Yeah. Yeah?
Good to see Jim Ross back.
Okay.
The Oklahoman native.
Glad he's still alive.
After his stroke that he had 20 years ago. Or are you talking about other stuff?
I just wasn't sure if he had something happen to him and that's why he hasn't been on the commentating.
Ah. Oh, God. That looked like it hurt the collarbone.
Picola's in the chat. Hey, Picola! Whoop, whoop. Says, hiya, Gab gang.
Hello,
Repping your ugly
Governor.
sweaters. Nice. Yeah, bitches.
They're called beautiful sweaters. Not ugly.
They're ugly Christmas sweater.
Dear God. Takes like 10 minutes for us to take a picture.
Roar. We're watching one of these tournament fights.
Which one do you think it is?
That's gonna win?
Yeah. Rouge can't win this.
I feel like Swerve should win it, and I feel like John Moxley is one too many. I feel like they're pushing him too much.
Moxley?
He's like, I like to make blood.
Yeah. Other than the blood crap,
Blood.
he is their face of the company, though. So you have to put him at the top.
Oh no, it's a cat.
I wouldn't have had him in this tournament in the first place.
Mm-mm. Hello, sir.
Hello, Governor.
What are you doing, Leopold?
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
It's my fork. Want some up?
I need to get him like a little pedestal. It goes right here.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're getting that blankie ready for me, Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks inviting. Oh, I think I'll come down here. Ooh, it's squishy. It's nice. Ooh, I don't want to be covered. Hi, buddy.
Oh, there it is! The Iron Claw coming out in just a couple days.
Hair in your mouth nose. It was in your mouth and your nose.
It was like a double.
Boop, boop. It
Like
was
a
like
horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
It was horseshoed.
Pickle's like, what's new? Oh, you know.
Seriously debating on watching AEW ever again.
Not watching it. Not watching it. We're debating on if we want to make our New Year's resolutions now.
To never watch
to never
AEW.
watch
again.
AEW content.
We could
ever
always
again.
replace it and just start watching NXT and then just kind of stick with just WWF stuff. Although Triple H doesn't seem like he's that far behind Tony Khan's debacle, but
Yeah.
he's obviously going to be held accountable more than Tony Khan when shit starts going downhill.
Yeah. Walter says, okay, at 9:05 I'm going. I'll be here Friday for SmackDown. Still in chat. Nice. And Piccolo says, is the score the same? Who's supposed to win for advancement? So Swerve is 9.
Moxley's 9.
Moxley is 12.
Oh, is he the 12?
Motherfucker's 12, yeah.
Yeah, he's a 12er then.
And then that's on the gold team. And then
then
you have 2 that are on the blue team that are tied at 9. Andrade and Brian Danielson. Or Daniel Bryanson, or what the fuck his name is. They showed it earlier. It's the only reason why I know, because I kind of paid attention. Anyways, other than that, like, there's nobody else that... I'm not sure if there's another dude that could get more points, and I'm not sure how long they're going. When is this supposed to end? Like the New Year? Like they're done
There's probably that.
Are they doing an
pay-per-view.
accumulation at the pay-per-view?
Yeah,
at the end?
on the 30th.
So.
Would be my guess. Gold League action.
Yeah. Walter says, okay, 9 to 5, I'm going to be your Friday for SmackDown. And the score, we read that. And people's like, haha, just like my short mama. Walter's like the Iron Claw this Friday. And people says pedestals. Every week or pay-per-views or anything. I don't know, dude. Like, it's just become so utterly disappointing.
It's just a very hard product to watch.
And sell. Like, I can't even sit here and pretend to be excited about stuff sometimes. Like, I'm just like, oh, goody gumdrops. Yeah. It's these people.
Get Roosh off my TV.
Like, oh, look, it's Jon Moxley. Oh, look, we're going to get blood because, God forbid, that they can't just...
I don't mind Jon Moxley.
For once
so
or twice.
Jon Moxley isn't the problem.
No, I'm not saying him. I'm saying the blood thing. Like,
well,
in all reality, like, it doesn't need to happen every single match.
No, it should be a special thing.
Yes!
Like once
that's
every
what
other
I mean.
Week.
No, like...
That's a joke.
Pay-per-view or something,
right?
right?
Or like a barbed wire exploding death match.
Yeah.
With sparklers. Right?
Well, yeah.
Like that. But that was back when it had potential. And that was the problem, is that it had potential, and then all of a sudden it's too old to have potential.
Yeah.
You see it in baseball quite a bit. You'll get these top prospects, and you're like, oh my God, they're just
this guy's going to be so amazing.
Oozing with talent.
5 years down the road,
and you're like,
poop and they haven't done anything.
27 years old now.
With their potential.
What you going to do?
Walter says there's college bowl games good to watch.
Yeah, college bowl games are way fun.
Vindicator says, why is Rouge on my TV screen, said the ghost of Travis past.
Yeah. So, yeah, and present and future.
Puicol's like, oh, I see. Vindicator says, how's it going, guys? Dalitha, what image is on your ugly sweater? It's a llama.
Llama face!
Llama face. Llama face.
Mine's Santa.
Puicol says, it should be over this week, and the world's end is the finale. Okay. And Walter says, Roosh, win this match. Puicol says, have you weighed the pros and cons?
Yeah, just...
No bucks on my TV. Con, some iffy choices of whom they enjoy pushing.
The show itself?
Yeah, that's a pro and con. Those are pros and cons. The pro is there's no bucks on his TV if he doesn't watch it. The con is there's some iffy choices of whom they enjoy pushing. So like you, Roosh, Daniel Garcia,
Wheeler Yuta.
These people. That would be a con.
It's funny because
you don't want to see them push those kind of those wrestlers to the top in main events.
It's funny because I've been watching it for so long now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I still see Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia all the time, but they're not there. But they've done fucked it up. They did it. They pushed us away with that crap. And it's like, it's okay to push people, right? It's okay to try to make new stars. That's not what I'm talking about. No. Like the Rouge thing, I get on him because he's wrestling the top guys, and he shouldn't be. That's why I get upset there. But it's okay to have him on first. It's okay to have Daniel Garcia on there. It's okay to have Wheeler Yuta on TV on Friday nights at the very beginning of the show,
or if
to
they
see if
put
people
him on
pop
here in the middle where they get a 2-second match or something.
I'm just saying to see how people react to them, but not in the main event, and definitely not in the main event against each other. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they took it too far, and then they just made us have to watch it for weeks, and now it's like, okay, they don't do that anymore. Well, it doesn't matter. It means they're capable of doing it again with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They have too much power over what I watch on my TV. I have no control. Panic attack.
People says pro. Some aspects like an alternative. It obviously isn't polished. The indie part is what I enjoy. The problem with it is, Piccola, is he constantly tries to be like WWE instead of just being AEW and just doing AEW things.
He caters to the internet crowd. Right? Like what's his name said?
Yeah,
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
He says the same thing, and we've said it. We say the Twitter crowd, but the internet crowd.
Yeah, we've said it for a couple years.
That's the problem. Like, there's so many more wrestling fans that are just on your Twitter feed.
And I don't even consider most of them wrestling fans. I don't think they even watch it most of the time. Like, I would not say that I'm a major wrestling fan of AEW because I don't watch every single one of their things. I don't watch Rampage, and I don't watch Collision.
Yeah.
You could have put on NXT from Tuesday.
I don't know how.
Oh, it's a different one? Different thing?
Yeah, just because it's a rerun thing.
Oh,
and I'm using
right.
the box with the boxes.
Oh.
Double screen.
That's right, okay.
So I don't have like another input. Obviously, I can use the box that we have and go the other route, which is fine. I just have to figure out how to watch reruns.
Yeah. Sophie says, Sophie's in the chat. Sophie says,
Sophie.
hi, Warner Brothers and Paramount are rumored to be merging.
Wow.
They better be careful. They're going to merge too many of them, and there's going to be too many big ones, and they're not going to have small ones anymore, and then they'll be in trouble.
Swerve!
FCC.
No, it's fine. Warner Brothers and Paramount, huh? So Warner Brothers is HBO, so that's Max, right? That's pretty cool. I'd be okay with that. So if Paramount joins Max, because Paramount also owns Showtime.
Right.
So HBO and Showtime would be together.
Oh my god, no, they can't do that. That would mess up a lot of stuff if they do that. Picola says, con. They throw some stuff on the wall, it might have potential, then they totally mess up the entire plot, like the AEW World Championship scene. What the fuck?
Yeah, the title means, like, somebody that started watching it would be like, do they ever have title matches? It's like, yeah, we do, but none to worry about.
Right.
Did it just die?
Yes. Died. Dead.
But it's still there.
Sophie says, once Warner Brothers and Paramount do merge, we don't know how that will affect everything. Pico says, well, at least the POS bucks aren't on my TV. Sophie says, nice Christmas sweaters. Thanks, Sophie. Pico says, right, I feel cozy just looking at them. Vindicator says, AEW must be saving Jack Perry and the Bucks for the Royal Rumble. But jokes aside, it's weird they haven't been on TV the last few months, mostly likely will cause a DQ at the end of the world. So, I know why Jack Perry hasn't been on TV. He basically got suspended for that whole debacle stuff with CM Punk when CM Punk literally was fired and left.
Yeah, but, I mean...
And they haven't done anything with him since. Like, he had a whole storyline and was doing stuff, right. And then all of a sudden, he's, like, gone.
So I have a question. If you have two employees, say you're the president of a corporation, you have two employees and they get in a fight, and you suspend one and fire one.
Am I really the president of this company and I'm lowering myself to get involved with these morons?
Just listen. So one gets fired.
Okay.
The other one gets suspended. The one that got fired signs with your, not even competitor.
Not even your competitor.
Like
just another company.
A huge company, though.
A bigger company in the same area you're in.
Right. And they're at the top, so they get like a VP something, and they were just somebody before.
Okay.
Do you keep the one that was fighting with him suspended?
No.
Right? I feel like that's like, okay, it's over. I mean, if he got rewarded for it, basically, you would have to not keep him suspended. Now, granted, he doesn't have a storyline. So
right.
So he could join. I don't know what the hell you would do with him anyways. He's not good. There's another one that's like, why is he there? Mm. And then they try to make him a pillar or whatever, which was just dumb. That whole pillar thing was dumb.
Yeah, they messed up with that because they should have been doing that from the very beginning with the guys they started with.
Right.
The new guys. Not like old school guys like Jon Moxley and Cody Rhodes.
What we're going to
see
see
the new, younger kids.
In the next... maybe even tonight. I think tonight's the 20th.
Yes.
All those WWE guys are over.
Yep.
They could show up tonight. So we could see Dolph tonight. We could see the one guy that supports Hamas. Mm-hmm. And... what's the other one, though, that's with Emma?
Not Rick
Booth, but the other one that looks like him. Redrick Moss.
Redrick Moss, yeah. Sophie says Tony Khan is like a crybaby while Triple H acts like a man. No, Triple H acts like somebody who has a toy and he's playing around with it to see how well it will work. And then he's pushing the envelope to see how far he can go before somebody slaps him on the wrist and says, fuck off, no. Because of what he's doing.
What are we talking about?
Triple H. I'm talking about Triple H.
Oh.
Sophie said Tony Khan is like a crybaby while Triple H acts like a man. I said he doesn't really act like a man, though.
I feel like Triple H is copying Tony Khan. They're heading down the same road.
Yeah, he pushes people that people don't want to see.
It's Triple H is just 2 steps behind Tony Khan. That's how I see it. He does the same booking. He has the same ideas. He does the exact same stuff. If you notice, when he took over, the matches got longer, just like AEW. The talking segments got shorter, just like AEW. The talent got smaller, just like AEW. All the popular wrestlers started to disappear, just like AEW. And then they started pushing the guys from other companies, NXT and WWE, and
Other
Ring of
indie
Honor
places.
/ WWE and AEW. It's literally they're carbon copies of each other. That's how I see it. But yeah, Tony Khan obviously is a baby, but I don't think Triple H is that far behind him. I wouldn't go as far as call him a man about it.
Oh, hell no. Piccolo says, real Khan, yeah, too much relying on other shows or internet content, and there's no real recap to make it make sense. Piccolo says, ooh, I want to put a name in the hat and see what you'll think of it. Ooh, names in the hats.
I like names.
So he says, yeah, Max and Paramount will merge as well, like Disney Plus and Hulu are going to do next year. You're saying it's a possibility, Sophie, so stop using words like they will merge, it'll happen,
fine.
it's going to be...
We know what she means.
And stuff like that, because there's a possibility of it, but the problem with that is that then you have no separation, and so now what are you going to do for, like, Showtime content? Showtime is now Max and HBO. HBO is Showtime. Showtime is HBO.
Right.
When they've always been separate, but now they're the same thing. Well, fuck off. Then get rid of that many channels.
Right.
And only have 5 channels that are the movie channels.
That's what they'll do. And then they won't have to buy it. So Showtime goes away, which now makes sense why they were getting rid of boxing. Because HBO got rid of boxing 2 years ago. And that was huge. Uh-oh, here's the diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis, people.
Somebody just went, whoop! We don't want anybody injured.
So he just said he's out indefinitely, and then he said, but we don't know how long that's going to last.
Right. Well, that match ain't happening now unless you get another partner. Why do they have the British flag behind him? Or is that just me seeing the British flag?
I think you're just seeing the British flag. It's just lines. Anyways.
Most importantly, me. That's what you just said.
Vindicator says, don't mind the blackouts, people. It's just an AEW thing. It's how Tony Khan builds suspense. Feels like Sammy Guevara might be the devil. He has been out having a baby with his woman. So
to me, it looked like somebody with a big neck. Mm-hmm. Like a short, stronger guy. That's why I was saying Dolph. Mm-hmm. And then last week I had mentioned that it could be James Storm.
So it says, once Paramount and Warner Brothers merge, wonder how that will affect AEW and WWE TV deals. We'll never know until it happens. Pico says, he, old jungle jack off. You completely ruined my summer, but made my fall and winter and possibly WrestleMania at the same time. Sophie says Sasha is asking for more money than Charlotte is getting.
Charlotte just signed a new deal, I guess. 5 years.
Well, good for her. I think she should use WWE for all it's worth for her career.
Why would
and then retire from
Sasha
him and not wrestle anymore.
demand more money than Charlotte? When she's
Because she thinks she's the hot shit.
She's never done anything near Charlotte.
Most people think that she has.
Nobody thinks that. You're talking about a select group on Twitter.
Those people think she's just the bee's knees.
Right.
Sasha's a crybaby dumbass bitch. I will say it to her fucking face, too. Sophie's
She
like,
is
Shelton
5'1" and weighs 100.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have to, like, stoop down to her level to tell it to her face.
You're funny. I'll tell it to her face, too. I'll get down on my knees, look her straight in the eye, and do that.
You're a stupid bitch. You are nothing. And a crybaby. Big fucking crybaby. Sophie's like, Shelton Benjamin?
Hey, that'd be cool.
I mean, it'd be cool, but I doubt he'd be the devil guy.
But you see, even if you sign any one of those 4, it's still riffraff. When the WCW signed guys from WWE, it was their top guys. It was Hulk Hogan. It was Randy Savage. It was Kevin Nash. It was Scott Hall. Those are world champions.
Picola says, there you go. That's the ish I'm talking about. Work the pillars into the ground, but a little too late.
Yeah.
Vindicator says, Sophie, WWE needs to worry more about NXT than Warner Brothers and those constantly dipping ratings.
Right.
Picola says, yeah, if you think about it, while NXT was under the Triple H helm, they had their big tournaments like the CVC brackets and Dusty Rhodes tag tournaments. And they still continue them because Cross-Eyed Boy can't think for himself and he's told what to do by Triple H. So he just does what Triple H tells him to do. So he's not really running it by any means.
No, he's just agreeing that he is Tony Khan.
No, I know what he's saying, and I'm just saying that they didn't quit doing that. Like, when Triple H was at the helm of NXT, like, NXT still ran kind of the same way in some instances with, like, their huge tournament brackets that they do and stuff like that. Those things still continue, even though Triple H isn't really running NXT, is what I'm saying. Like, Shawn Michaels doesn't think for himself. There's no fucking way that dude thinks for himself. He's told exactly what to do, and he goes and does it.
I don't think he's capable, and when I say that, I don't mean for his own brain to work. I mean, I don't think he can think for himself in his job. He isn't the president of operations or something. There's guys way above him, above his pay grade. The only reason he has a job is because he got broke, and he was really good friends with Triple H, and Triple H gave him a job.
Yeah.
Because he was out of money. He was bankrupt.
Yeah, that's probably why he's cross-eyed. Sucking Triple H's dick too much.
Why are you so weird?
Vindicator, because I can be.
But you don't have to go there.
Why?
It seems like a weird road to travel. He's cross-eyed because he went broke. Jesus Christ. Dude! I don't have any...
That's not what I said.
Well, you said...
What did I say?
I'm not saying that.
Why not?
Because it's inappropriate. Nobody needs to be doing homosexual jokes for our show.
That's not a joke. I don't know what his sexual orientation is. Maybe he likes it.
Did you hear it from a source?
Maybe.
My source said.
My source said. It's Shawn Michaels literally sucked Triple H's dick so bad, so hard, that he made himself go cross-eyed. Does that help?
Jesus Christ. After the shit show we've been on. Here we go. Okay, anyways, we do have Jay Lethal in there right now against the tag team wrestler from Ring of Honor.
That Briscoe
He's a
guy.
Briscoe. Hopefully,
It's happening.
Lethal takes care of him in short work.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a tag team match.
It's not. Vindicator says, Sophie, WWE needs to worry about... Oh, I read that. And Pico says, yeah, if you think about it, read that one. And Vindicator says, feel bad for Omega. Not for missing out on tag titles, but just missing a lot of ring time again. Just too bad his 2024 was ravaged by injuries and illnesses. His 2023 was ravaged by injuries and
I think it was
surgeries.
22, wasn't it? Where
I
he
don't
missed
remember.
The whole year.
He missed a lot of 23, too, with that double surgeries he got.
Was it this one?
I
Maybe
thought
it was the
this
end
one.
of last year, starting of this
Yeah,
year.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Pico
either
says,
way.
so Hunter had a hard-on for indie prospects that he could mold into main roster material
Yeah, that didn't
years
work.
ago.
Yeah. And it didn't work. I mean, obviously, some of them worked because you got Seth Rollins, you've got, at the time, Dean Ambrose, and then you had Roman Reigns. But I don't know how much Roman Reigns was really in the indies.
People says, hey, it's Chicken. Good to see you, bud. Who's Chicken, and why are we seeing him?
Chicken.
Oh, Lord. Hell yeah, that was my B-Day earlier this year. Did that happen to you? Blackout. Minigator says, Spawn is a crybaby, demanding title matches without earning them, even though McMahon spoon-fed her more chances than any human should be spoon-fed.
Right, but...
Man, that's just ignorance showing out of your face.
The thing about Charlotte is that she doesn't need to earn them anymore. She's there. It's kind of like a Brock Lesnar type. Or a Roman Reigns. If he's not champion, he doesn't have to like work his way up and do squash matches to become a champion again. Or Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre. There's a bunch of them. You don't have to just say one of them.
Yep. Sophie says NXT was like the number 2 promotion for a while when Triple H ran it.
Yeah, I mean, what else was there? There was nothing else.
Supposedly there's a lot of other things.
I mean, there's other companies, but nobody watches Ring of Honor and nobody watches TNT or TNA or whatever. They do, but they don't. And then the NWA on YouTube or whatever, it was a thing. I get that, but there was nothing else on. Then AEW came and they took over, right, on Wednesdays. That was the big thing, that big war that they had for 6 months. Then NXT switched days. They forfeited, switched days. They should have kept it on Wednesday. If they would have done that, they could have eventually switched the dynamic and taken over week after week. I do not know what NXT's ratings are. I know when Becky went down there, it was huge. It went over 1 million. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what it is on a weekly basis. I doubt it's anywhere near that high. I want avocado toast. Minus the avocado.
Yeah, minus.
So just toast?
Just toast.
I want avocado toast, but minus the toast.
Pickle says, I have 3 examples of who were indie people, and they never amounted to WWE main roster material. Just 3? Sophie says, Liv Morgan arrest didn't change WWE creative plans for her, yet they suspended her.
Yeah, that's just what you do. She wasn't going to be back until the Royal Rumble anyway.
Sophie says, so when did the AEW honeymoon phase end for some fans? I don't know.
I'm going to go out and say that it was when Wheeler Yuta was on the main, like he was main eventing, and Daniel Garcia is mine. But I bet it happened right before that. But, you know, the whole CM Punk thing was really big for them, and they forgot to ride the wave. Mm-hmm. It hit. It was awesome. I have a cousin, and he doesn't watch wrestling, and he was like, hey, did you... I checked that show out you were telling me. They had CM Punk on there, dude. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, and they forgot to do anything with it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Now what you gonna do? So I would assume that it was, you know, the start of 23, maybe even further back, maybe 2 years ago. It's too bad. Their first 2 years weren't so bad. And you could see the decline. But are they at rock bottom, or are they still going down?
They're still on the downhill.
That's the question. It really is going to depend on their TV deal for 25.
Mm-hmm. Pico says Hideo Itami, James Storm, and Cassius Ohno are the 3 he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know 2 of those guys, but I know James Storm, and I also know that he signed with WWE in 2020 in like February or something, and then they had to close everything down for the pandemic, and so they just
never did anything with it. It's just gone.
Just let him go.
A fart in a wind.
So, yeah, the overreaction of the United States at the time, and the world, kind of threw a wrench into all that.
Vindicator says Sean's cross eyes are definitely low-hanging fruit. LOL, I'm surprised all those chin music kicks he did actually landed. Guess he was told just kick the guy in the middle.
Dear God.
Sophie
You guys
says,
are hilarious.
Vince killed a lot of NXT talent. Sophie says Vince killed a lot of NXT talent. And people's like, I agree, Sophie.
I don't see Vince killing anybody. What Vince does...
That would have became something more.
What Vince does is he makes them reach further than they're capable. And when they can't reach it... And that's what his thing is, right? His big saying is, reach for the brass ring. And that's why you hear CM Punk talk about that brass ring all the time. That's what he's talking about. It's Vince McMahon's thing. He talks about it all the time.
He's obsessed with Vince McMahon. It's pretty funny.
You want somebody that is going to go through all the losses, stick around, stay on top, stay positive, be a good environment person. And I think Vince was burned a little too much where he doesn't want to create stars. That was another thing we noticed.
Yeah.
Over the last, say, 10 years. You don't have a lot of stars, and the ones that are stars, he has locked up for, like, long-term things, like The Undertaker's locked up. Mm-hmm. Like, he can never appear on anything else.
Sophie says Big E also was part of NXT along with Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
Xavier Woods really has been really great.
Woods is trash, right? Like,
the only reason why he's still around is because
he invented the New Day.
And,
but Woods and Big E would have been gone if it wasn't for Xavier Woods saying, hey, I have an idea, and they let him run with it.
And had Kofi involved in it.
And then Kofi and Big E were this great tag team, and then they had Xavier Woods as their third wheel. He had Francesca, and he was their talker, and he did really good. Like, he was the circus freak part of it. That's why, after Big E got injured, and, well, actually shouldn't start there. When they decided to take Big E out of the group, it crumbled. Then they put Big E back in, and you saw it coming back, and then Big E got injured, and he was out. And that's because it's Big E and Kofi that are your stars. So yes, Big E's a star, but he wouldn't have been if it wasn't for the New Day. He would have been released.
Yep. Pickle says, but now we honestly see the floodgates busted wide open. Vindicator says Vince killed a lot of talent in general except the favorites he pandered to, like any Hall of Fame's offspring, including Judgmental Dom.
That one is weird to me. I still don't understand it, and
favorites that he pandered to, huh? That's funny.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's just funny that he said that he killed a lot of talent in general except the favorites he pandered to. You know, a lot of that talent killed themselves. Just saying.
Right.
And had nothing to do with Vince. They literally cut their noses off to spite their faces.
This is how it works. You sit there, you have a microphone on your mouth and an earpiece in. He's in the back. He's right behind the curtain. And he sends a wrestler out. So they walk through a curtain, and then they pop out on stage. He can hear it. And that's what makes or kills him. Yep. Right there. So if the crowd explodes in any way possible, it doesn't matter if it's a boo. Dominic gets huge boos. Vince goes,
well,
okay.
They're reacting.
They're reacting. But what happens is these guys come up like Tommaso Ciampa or the other guy, the short guy in DIY with him. They go out there and the crowd doesn't care that they're there. They don't hate them, but they don't like them. And so it's just crickets. And you can't have crickets in a sport, especially a sport where Vince is from. When Vince was a kid, they didn't have TV. Well, they did have TV, obviously.
They didn't have social media.
But they didn't have TV every week, right? When he was a kid. And so you would go to these events live, and every wrestler, if they wanted to wrestle that night, had to get the crowd involved. Yep. So he grew up with a different mindset, that everything revolves around what the crowd wants. So when Charlotte gets hand-fed because she's a Hall of Famer's kid, it's because the crowd knows who she is because of her dad. It's a big deal. Now she's earned the respect after her dad's gone, right? She's got her own following. But like Esther, when she comes out, the crowd gets a little excited because she's fun, right? She's skipping around.
They finally got that way, but when she first started, she didn't fucking get any of that pop.
Right.
You guys forget when she first started her face on the scene
God,
and how the quietness of the crowd, like they fucking didn't like her. Nobody fucking did. You can say all you want, well, it's because she was picked by Triple H and NXT. It don't fucking mean shit. It doesn't mean shit.
Right.
You have to grow that type of stuff.
And it's just
whether
numerous.
on your own or off the piggyback of somebody else.
The way it works
that way.
is to have a reaction from the crowd. Whether that's mic work, which is 90% of it in my book, ring work, but nobody really cares about ring work. You get some of the guys, I call it the Twitter verse, right, that care about in-ring work. Mm-hmm. But in-ring work isn't going to get the crowds to get loud unless they're indie wrestling crowds. So when you go to a school gymnasium and they're in there,
it's gonna sound really loud. There's only 100 people there.
It's not the sound there. It's what they're doing, and then everybody cheers because they just don't want to be quiet because they're there to watch wrestling and they're paying $10 to watch it. It's kind of fun. So that's where wrestling matters, in-ring stuff. But in-ring stuff doesn't actually matter on the bigger stage because nobody at home is going to care about that shit. And anybody there, that's why you see in the indies, they do 5 moves, stop. 5 moves, stop. And they let the crowd cheer, and they keep doing it back and forth. But in WWE, they don't do that because Vince doesn't pander to that style.
Yeah.
Just keep wrestling. And then get the crowd pops through mic work, entrances, which Triple H has helped with, by the way. I will give him that. Vince almost gave completely up on entrances. I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. I mean, there's stuff that work, and the reason why he didn't do it, maybe he just got tired. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, we get old in your age, you don't like to change and do stuff. I get it.
Maybe he didn't like to hear the noise.
Maybe he didn't like to hear the noise. Maybe he hated the music. Maybe he's like, ugh, like, that shit's garbage. I don't know. I mean, the problem of it is that there are things that, he's not good at, but when it comes to actually finding talent, know what's going to be good for that company, how else are you going to do it for 50 fucking years? You guys sit there and badmouth him like he's the most piece of shit ever and he's awful and so, if he wasn't in charge that whole time, you wouldn't have what you're watching you wouldn't have WWE at all. It'd fucking be gone. The shit wouldn't even exist. You guys would be sitting here reminiscing about the old days. Remember when we had wrestling on TV? Shit was so fun and entertaining.
In Terry Funk's day, which was in the mid-'80s, he knew that was coming. He had talked about it with his dad because his dad owned a promotion. The Von Erichs owned a promotion. And somebody was going to do it. And the reason that Vince Sr. could do it is because he had New York. That was his territory. Mm-hmm. And so he had a market for television.
Right.
Or it just built in because it was a huge area. And it worked. And then Vince seen that, bought it from his dad, probably for pennies on the dollar. And then, I never understood, I don't know what he bought it for. And then all of a sudden, he's like, WrestleMania 1, and then he went all out, He got, who was the gay piano player? Liberace. He got Aretha Franklin. He got Muhammad Ali. Who am I missing? I know he had somebody else on there, too. He just made it a spectacle.
A spectacle?
He made it a spectacle.
Because it was entertainment.
And then he put some matches on there. Think about having a mixed tag team match with celebrities and shit as your main event at WrestleMania. That's what he did. Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. Mr. T was a wrestler, but that was your main event, and it worked. And then it took off, and the rest is history. So we might have had other wrestling promotions. I know the AEW or AWA. Sorry, it was strong. Vern Gagne knew what he was doing, but not anywhere near what Vince knew. Didn't have the market. Didn't have Hulk Hogan. Although they did get Hulk Hogan for a while, but they never put the title on Hulk Hogan.
I'm just saying, like, there's no way that, like, you're going to tell me that fucking ROH would be as big as WWE is now, even though they've been around for a long period of time, or whatever other promotion's been around for as long.
Right. Well, I mean, Is
it really? Is it going to be as big? No, it's not going to be as fucking big.
Right. You know, and it all boils down to other things, too, because I think Crockett would have taken WCW further.
But for how long? For 40 years?
It wasn't WCW. It was the NWA. And the only reason Ted Turner got into it is because he didn't like Vince McMahon.
Right. So he wouldn't have gotten into it at all, because if Vince McMahon wasn't around, that's what I'm talking about. If Vince said, I'm not taking this over, Dad, and Dad said, okay, fine, and he just said...
Right. One of those other promotions might have bought it.
Maybe, but would it have gone as far? I doubt it. I very much doubt it. It would not be where you're at today with it and what you're seeing today. It wouldn't.
No.
You wouldn't see it on main channels and shit like that. Fuck that. You guys sit there and you guys are all, ooh, Vince McMahon, he's the most awful person in the whole fucking world. And it's like, yeah, except for the fact that you understand that the reason why people watch WWE is because he made it along with his dad. It drives me absolutely nutso. Right. We're so against him. He's such an asshole. Well, good. I'm glad he's a fucking asshole. You want to know why? Because if he wasn't an asshole, you wouldn't be seeing the fucking shit you see. Oh, man, he goes right through all your emotions of happy and sad and anger and all this stuff. Yeah, because it's a fucking drama. Like a soap opera. Hello?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's funny that he's talking about a devil when he says that it's MJF, but MJF isn't the devil.
Could be Wardlow.
So Wardlow's pretending to be the devil to bring the devil to his knees? That makes no sense.
Just saying, he had a big neck.
Okay, earlier Sophie said Charlotte will be missing most of the next year, and Piccolo says, and any riffraff NXT call-up is now considered as a player. Piff. And Vindicator says, good riddance, but I don't watch Letdown or Raw Meat anyway. And Piccolo says, oh, check the app again, Travis. Thousands of people. I can't even finish the joke from earlier. Sophie says, when the new TV deals for SmackDown and NXT starts next year, the WWE could put them on different nights if they wanted to. And Brandon's in the chat. Hey, Brandon says, Riho's going to win.
Good for Riho.
Sophie says, CM Punk got a lot of wrestling fans back to watching wrestling when he went to AEW. Piccolo says, when Cody had that weird promo because the fans didn't accept his face persona. Vindicator says, Riho is not winning the title, Brandon, but I like her, though, for sure. Sophie says, let's see if Raw is going to be on TBS or TNT will be a fact. James Storms went to NXT a few times over the years during the black and gold era of NXT. Piccolo says, the brass ring pal, rent free and thriving and shit. There you go. Let's go, chicken. Sophie says, Big E was the second NXT champion. Piccolo says, oh, exactly. Woods what attempted to make KOTR relevant again. And Sophie said Xavier Woods also created Up, Up, Down, Down for the WWE, which Tyler Breeze is part of. If the New Day flopped, Xavier Woods and Big E would have gotten released right away. Piccolo says, well, he didn't get Malachi Black or get Cesaro. He honestly pushed them out of the E. So Malachi Black had mental issues. And he had a little bit of a mental breakdown before he quit WWE, okay? He had a little bit of a mental, I have anxiety issues and yada yada, and took some time off for his mental health. Okay, granted, fine. Cesaro, I granted, yes, he fucked up with Cesaro. But maybe the potential we saw in Cesaro really wasn't what they wanted to push him towards in potential. I don't know. He's not really doing a lot in AEW. He's not a world champion there, is he?
Well, he was the Ring of Honor one, but...
Oh, God, he was the Ring of Honor world champion?
But anyways, no, he's...
On AEW?
Cesaro is showing us his worth. And so we were all wrong about him in WWE. That's how I look at it. He's there. He's in a promotion that will do whatever he wants. And he doesn't
I'm not saying that Cesaro's bad. I think they did Cesaro dirty in WWE completely.
I thought they did until I saw him in AEW, and he does the same thing.
Exactly.
Therefore, WWE had it right.
Yes.
because
That's what I'm saying. Like,
AEW is
I was
doing
like,
the same
oh,
thing.
he's really good. He should be. And then it's like, oh, he's the same person. And he's doing nothing.
Right.
So,
Except for he has a different name.
So he says, and there are some talent that missed the NXT. Piccolo says, but are they happier or deeper in the pockets? Who knows? It really is all perception. True. Vindicator says, I'm surprised Khan gives Briscoe lots of time to shine in these matches, even though he has no chance of advancing in this tournament. But I could see him getting a run at the international title.
Yeah, it's
Why?
weird. It's weird to me. I don't
Is it
know why
'cause
they're
his brother died?
I don't know why
Do we feel bad?
why he's on TV. It's weird to me. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like that they just had him beat Jay Lethal. Like, I feel like Jay Lethal's a singles wrestler that's better.
Yeah, Jay Lethal's definitely better.
And so to see him lose like that was just, obviously we were talking about other things, so I didn't hit it, but that was weird. It was disgusting.
Yeah, that's the kind of Tony Khan crap that just drives me bonkers.
That's what's wrong with this product.
Why I don't want to watch it anymore. Why it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, seriously? For what? For what? For fucking what? Because why? Because his brother died? Oh, the poor guy, a family member died. How awful for him.
Well, it is terrible. It's tragic because it's terrible. The problem is that you can't push a tag team wrestler as a singles wrestler after they've been tag team wrestlers for 2 decades.
Exactly.
It's just like the Usos. It doesn't work.
It's weird and awkward.
And now we're sitting here doing this. By the way, Triple H copies Tony Khan. He's just a little bit further behind, doing the same fucking thing with the Usos as the Briscoes, right?
Yeah.
Let's separate them and see if they sell. They don't.
Especially Jimmy. Poor guy.
And Jimmy's going to go back to Jay. It's going to happen. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see the friction now. I thought it would last till Mania at least.
Sophie says the black and gold era of NXT did use some main roster stars in the beginning. Piccolo says, right, Sophie, you mentioned you, up, down, down, which caters to the internet nerds or gamer nerds, and I acknowledge it, if you will, but is it really meaningful to the sport of wrestling? It's not.
No.
It really has nothing to do with wrestling. Just because a wrestler is on it and does it doesn't mean shit. Has nothing to do with it. It's about gaming. Piccolo says, I never thought side projects meant much, even reality shows. It's more about the WrestleMania marquee or main eventing on Raw every week. Like for Woods, he won't be day in, day out last segment on Raw like Bloodline or Judgment Day, but I understand your point. No, he never will. Like, that's the point. Like, he's just a filler, but they always make it out like he's so great.
Right, and it's fine because he does what he does, and that's okay. Right? He has something else going on. It's like Titus O'Neil. Like, I'm not sitting here going, well, you should cut Xavier Woods. Because he has that other thing going on. But in reality, if it was just wrestling, yeah, he should go. He's just a waste of space. But he does other things, and no one's actually a waste of space. But I'm talking about in wrestling.
I mean,
I'm sure Woods is a good
now,
dude.
if he was gone, would they be able to replace him with somebody that could be better or better put in that position?
In
like,
wrestling?
is he in a spot that has been taken up for other talent that could be better?
In wrestling?
Yeah, in wrestling.
Yes.
Not on his show. I mean, he could do his YouTube stuff all he wants. I'm talking about wrestling.
Yes.
I'm talking as a wrestler. Is he taking up a spot of some other talent?
Yes.
Is he doing that? And if he is, then why is he still
By the
there?
way, he is suffering from exhaustion right now, and he's not going to be on TV for months. I just watched a thing on that. So he is taking time off.
Exhaustion?
I don't know what it is. It could be that weird disease that people get.
Diverticulitis?
No, the other one.
Depression?
Okay, keep naming stuff. When it's mono or something. I don't know what he has. Look it up. Depression. He's like up, down, down. Left, right, left, right.
He forgot that up, down, down was just a game and a thing on a game. Instead, he's up, down, down, all right.
That's funny. He's taking Reds, vitamin C, and cocaine. He's like the Grateful Dead. Oh, no, lights out again! This is the third time they went out on my TV.
So exhausted.
Oh, again they went out.
Oh, the lights are out, but people are like, what's happening? Oh, it's the devil
It's
guy.
the devil. By the way, he can show up tonight.
So good.
Where can you go? Kansas City.
Who can you trust? Your mom.
Just Joe.
Next week, will you accept a challenge?
Yeah. Who is
for
he talking
your
to?
ROH World Championship, Tag Team Championship? Are you a hero, Max?
Yeah.
This is dumb.
one's behind. It's weird.
Oh. And done. Vinegar says if WWE is relying on promos to get people excited about their women's division, they are in a lot of trouble because from what I remember, nobody outside of Becky is that impactful on the mic.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
Bliss used to
Stop.
be, but, there's that. So he says both Woods and Big E were injured at the same time. Vindicator says, and as far as the men go right now, I think it's only LA Knight, Cody, Phillip Brooks, Seth, and part-timers like Roman and Logan, and if it remains that limited, then that won't be sustainable either. What? You have AJ Styles is back, and you have the Judgment Day people, Damian Priest, and what's
Cody
his face?
Rhodes.
Finn Balor. He said Cody.
Seth.
I was trying. Seth is. He said Seth.
What's his name? The Drew McIntyre.
You've got Drew back doing stuff. I mean,
There's a lot.
that's sustainable.
And I mean, it's Triple
They're
H.
bringing back Karrion Kross.
You'll bring in Hermie from NXT. You've got.
I mean, he's a little dude. You all like little guys.
They like the little guys.
The
in
ropes are
NXT.
like right to their ear. It's amazing. They're so cute and adorable.
Old Dragon Lee.
Old Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee. Can
Nobody
carry the
knows who he
company.
is, but by God, he won that North American Championship for NXT. So if he says, is there a chance both AEW and WWE will end up on the same network? Doubtful. I doubt it.
I would say never say never because they really don't compete against each other.
I just feel like it's doubtful, but yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not impossible. I just say it's doubtful that a company would spend that much money for that type of content. Vindicator says...
It's kind of the equivalent of the NBA and the WNBA, right? So would you have the WNBA and the NBA on the same network?
No, they
It's
aren't.
the same sport.
Nope.
But
You'll get way more people to watch one than you will the other.
WWE.
And so why would a company invest millions upon millions upon millions of dollars into something that is not going to give them what they want?
Yeah, but it's just millions, where WWE's billions.
Okay, billions then. Sorry, I didn't use the B word. Billions of dollars.
They're not going to put billions in AEW. That's what I'm getting
I'm not saying they will. That's why I said
That's
millions.
what I'm trying to... Jerk off. Then quit changing your question when I'm answering the answer. Billions for WWE, millions for AEW, and it's okay because they're different.
But why would you bother? Like, there's no...
The people that are watching it now...
There's no reason.
The people that are watching it now are going to be the people that watch it next year.
And what I'm saying, though, is why would a company waste their money? Why? When you can get something that pulls in way more viewers, why on earth would you waste your money on this little pittance of shit on the same fucking network?
Okay, here's your answer. I know what your question was. The WWE one's only going to be on one night. You've got 6 other nights. So one of those other nights, you would put a similar product on it. And it would work. And you could do all 3 of them on the same network. Or just put 2 of them together. Get rid of Rampage. It's like Saraya has these big old fake boobs, but the problem is they're too far apart. You notice that?
No, I don't really look at her boobs.
You don't notice those things?
Well, I notice that she has boobs, but I don't sit there and go, let me see. I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to see how she's got them all set up on her chest, and see how they look when she walks. Like, I don't look at that stuff. I
don't know if anybody looks at that stuff.
She couldn't Knox a what? Did she
I
say
don't know.
something completely racist?
Somebody. What would?
I'm not repeating what it sounded like she said, so
Right,
no.
I don't know. Against Riho?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, who would she be racist against? Because one's English and one's Australian. But you're talking about the Japanese. Like, they can be racist against each other. It's fine. All right, Riho versus Saraya. If they're going to have Riho win this, aren't they?
Well, they should.
That's kind of like an embarrassment for Saraya.
I don't really feel like it's an embarrassment for her.
You don't?
Not even a little
You
bit.
think that's on her level?
I think that she shouldn't even be here at all, but... Sophie says, is there a chance both AEW and... Oh, I read that one. Vindicator says, so it feels like Wardlow versus Maxwell is being set up for the Revolution 24 main event. Sophie says, with Charlotte out, what would be the plan for Mania for Bianca? Why would there be a plan for Mania for Bianca with Charlotte being out?
Yeah, why would Bianca and Charlotte have anything to... Are you talking about they would tag up or something? Like, what was in your head? Because that's weird that you would say, what's up with Bianca?
And then Vindicator's throwing out Vince crap. Bianca versus Jade is their only saving grace.
No. We definitely don't want to see that. I do want to see Jade, but maybe against Rhea.
You're right. Vindicator's like, Joe. Pico says, it never said that the evolution of pro wrestling sports entertainment wasn't credited to that man. Should we be crediting the inventor of cars? A number of people have died annually due to car accidents.
I don't know what you mean, but I would say, yes, you should thank Henry Ford for mass producing cars in America.
Your analogy doesn't make sense. You're literally comparing oranges and apples. So you're trying to say that Vince murders people?
Now, I could see it if he was, like, I mean, one guy did die. Right? Owen
Okay.
Wilson.
One out of
Or
how many
Owen-
wrestlers he's had over
Owen
45, 50 years?
Remember Owen Wilson when he died in wrestling? Fuck. See, at least Saraya knows that she's supposed to try to work the crowd, but it's
Right.
still quiet because she doesn't have it anymore.
Vindicator says Joe's head is too fat to pull off a short haircut like that.
I know, it's so round, isn't it?
Sophie says WWE out Bray Wyatt on a Legends contract to pay for all of his family stuff. It's a good thing he kept in good graces with him then, huh? Piccolo says, yes, I agree to a certain extent. And Chris Akani's in the chat. Hey, Chris says, hey, Travis and D. And Walter says, good AEW. Chris says, happy that Swerve won. Yes.
Me too.
Sophie says, Woods is out injured again, which you had just talked about,
Right.
his injury. Chris says, also ready to see the Iron Claw movie. Walter says, invasion of
days.
these guys. Sophie says, Cesaro was pushed in the main event that when he was at WWE with his team with the Bar. And Chris says, Liv be like up, down, down. Ew, gross.
Yeah, she was.
Vindicator says, so either Joe is the devil or working closely with the devil, because he only shows up when Joe's around. Sophie says, WWE planning to lock up all the free agents for 24. Piccolo says, gotta eat my salad, but enjoying the convo in the chat tonight. Eat that salad!
It's a really good idea, right? You want to put these guys under contract so it looks really good on paper. By the way, these contracts are one-sided. A wrestler can't opt out, but WWE can.
Okay.
So here, an example. They sign a 5-year deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything happens to the wrestler, it's paused.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's tacked on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the wrestler can't leave
Right.
because they're under contract.
Yes.
But if WWE goes, I don't like your attitude. I don't like the way your hair flops around when you walk with your left foot.
Right.
They fire them and they don't owe them anything.
Yes.
Now, they can sign with another company there if they get fired.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get let go, they pay them for the 90 days. Therefore, they're under contract for the 90 days. Then they let them go.
Yes.
So they have a
They
non-compete
give him
clause
a severance package, basically.
for 90 days, for 3 months. So they continue to pay them for the 3 months. That's why, I don't know if you guys remember that Drake Maverick. When they fired him, they still pay him, and he had to come to work.
You did?
Because they didn't have somebody got injured. Something happened, and they needed him. And so they brought him back while he was fired, and he had to wrestle on NXT. And then they gave him a contract because he did so well. Like, they were like, dude, thank you so much. So they gave him a contract. By the way, he got fired again.
Yes.
But it was pretty cool that they had done that. In my opinion, to me, that's cool.
Walter earlier said, okay, bye, guys. See you Friday. Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays. Bye, Walter. Pickle says, same to you, Walter. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Vindicator says, first hour of Dynamite went by very fast tonight. Chris says, oh, shit, timeless Tony time. And Pickle says it's equivalent to International Flip Cup and Cornhole on the Ocho. They are not the same.
Yes.
Exactly. Vindicator says about people would be surprised if Paige tells them she is not an avid smoker. Now, I could see, like, them buying the promotion, but AEW is not going to be on their primetime channel. It's going to be on a fucking lesser-known channel that's under their umbrella of stations.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. Like it's
FX.
not going to be on the same fucking, well, it's on TBS. Well, it's on TBS too. Or it's on USA.
Right.
It's on USA too. Oh, it's on ABC. Oh, yeah, it's on ABC too. No, that fucking ain't happening.
Right. So in my opinion, it could. Because they would just put it on different days and it would be fine. But only Dynamite. They're not going to put Collision or Rampage on their main network.
Right.
Whoever buys it. And if this same company stays the same, then whatever. But we have to see what's going to happen with Raw. And I hope they would hurry up. But obviously probably going to be next year before we find out.
Vindicator says, I bet people would be surprised if Paige tells them she's not an avid smoker.
Right.
There's my little Riho, such a cutie Sailor Moon cosplayer.
Is that what she's got on? Is that the blue and the white?
Yes. About. Something like that. Why do we time them out for? What'd they do?
What did you
Oh, God.
What did they do?
They were talking about farting.
Oh, fart jokes.
Oh, the farting. Goodness sakes.
No fart jokes. Just kidding. You could.
All the farts. People have to listen to read their farts, I guess. Would they fart? You know the wrestlers probably fart 3 times when they're in the ring.
I bet you they do.
I bet they do. That's what Travis would have said too. So Camilla, yeah.
I bet you they
Mel.
fart. It always
Travis is all for the farting.
It always makes me wonder how everybody takes care of himself down there. Because there is a lot of crotch play in wrestling.
Oh, a lot.
Women's side and men's side.
I
It's
bet
like,
there's a lot of queefing.
I don't want to hear that. Ban her. Time her out. Which, anyways, I don't want to hear that word ever again. Have you guys seen the...
Riho won!
Riho did win.
Congratulations.
Have you guys seen the movie poster for Taylor Swift's concert? Have you seen this? This is a real thing. It's on my Voodoo. You can see it on other things. But anybody's seen it. It's like a pink background with lines in it. And she's got like a pink outfit on, I think.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I didn't pay that much attention to
her
it.
face is like just turned and like that. And she's got the microphone right up to her ass. Like she's farting in it going. If you haven't seen it, when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about, and now you can't unsee it. Because she's literally farting in the microphone is what it looks like, and she's like making the face like, oops. And then this one over here is like, what if it was a queef? And I'm like, oh my God. It's like the South Park version of Timeless Tony Storm. Riho's the size of one of her ham hocks. Oh God, scared the shit out of her. Did you see that? Oh, missed with a clothesline. Into the ropes. Drop toe hold.
Let's see. Chris said, damn.
619!
So hot tonight. And Pickle says, it's kind of easy. It's like teaching you how to Dougie. Sophie
Teach
says
me
Randy
how to
Orton
dug.
is
Teach
also
me
back.
how to dug.
Beagle says, okay, by saying that Vince has been under scrutiny for steroids, monopolizing territories, etc., and the allegations stuff.
Steroids are a part of wrestling, and I believe
It's entertainment. Who
they
gives a fuck?
should be a part of wrestling. I've always said that, but I think they should be a part of every sport, baseball included. I cannot figure out in my brain how you can have a surgery that makes you better than you were,
Without it.
and
Talking
yet
about
that's
Tommy
not
John surgery, by the
cheating,
way.
right? Like Tommy John's in baseball, they literally drill holes in your elbow. They wrap a tendon of a dead dude around it, not an elbow tendon, like a leg tendon, right? Like a hamstring or something that they turn into a tendon. They take the blood out of it, and they wrap it through the bones. If you guys watch the surgery, it's nuts. And yet it's not cheating? How the fuck is that not cheating? You're better than you were, yet it's not cheating. There was a baseball player in Detroit. He's still there, by the way. He was their top prospect a couple years ago. He's a pitcher in Detroit. He had Tommy John surgery, not because he had a tear in his urinary.
It was to
whatever.
make him better.
It was because it was like stretched a little bit, right? Like it wasn't tight, so he couldn't throw hard. What the fuck? That's performance enhancing.
Yes, it is.
That's cheating.
cheating.
But anyways, back to wrestling. If you can take something to make you heal faster, please do. Like, don't hesitate.
And monopolizing territories,
Is business.
that's called business. And so is allegation stuff. Every business guy who's up there and has billions of dollars has to go through allegation stuff. The only reason why you know about it with Vince is because he's in the public eye. And it's called allegations for a reason.
Sit down and shut your mouth.
Chris says, oh shit, Saraya doing jumping jacks. Keep doing them. Beagle says, bring something to the table, huh? Sophie says, there was a rumor early this summer that Charlotte versus Bianca was the plan for Mania 40. Well, that's great. They're just rumors, sweetie. That doesn't mean they're going to really happen.
What is that? What is it?
That it was Charlotte versus Bianca for Mania 40.
That would be a weird match and uncalled for.
Why would they even need it unless one of them had a title? Piccolo says, but overall, we enjoy the structure of this show and the company as a level to other big sports or combat sports. We have time for that, Camille. Act right or find another reason to be here. Chris says Riho beat Saraya clean. Yes.
Before you start telling fart jokes, get to know us. And then tell fart jokes.
And then tell fart jokes. Piccolo says, see what you did, motherfucker. I'm trying to eat my salad in fucking peace, and now I'm cursing 20 hail fucking berries. Queef, 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 queef.
Ew. It is such a weird word. It's like that other P word.
Panties!
Nobody wants to hear that word. Christian Cage.
We have to
the
see a whole bunch of
father-
these guys out there in their man panties.
The father of the year.
He made Tony read that whole thing. That was good. I'm glad he had to read it. So he says, if you get released from NXT, you have to wait 30 days to work anywhere else. Yeah, because it's not a main thing. It's,
Right.
It's a, whatchamacallit,
Development.
developmental place. Chris says, damn, Ryan May has long legs. And Sophie says the Raw TV deal could be announced before this year is over or before the Rumble. Vindicator says, maybe Travis Kelce will fart into the mic during his post-game speech if the Chiefs win another Super Bowl.
Yeah. Do you see him winning this year? I don't see it. They just don't have the talent that they've had in the past. Their defense isn't as good, and all they have is Kelce on the offense.
Yeah, once he's not there, you guys this wonderful fucking quarterback can't do shit.
If Kelce goes down or doesn't show up in the playoffs, they're screwed. They have nothing. That's a scary team.
Except for a Muppet.
That doesn't. He's not going to be.
He doesn't do anything because his little dude's not there to help him.
He'd have to run on every play, and he's not that good at running. He's good at running, but he's not that good at running. I just want to see if my Dolphins can beat the Cowboys like the Bills beat the Cowboys last week.
I know, right?
Because that really matters. Because the Dolphins don't beat winning teams.
Nope.
And so that's very scary. Because they already lost to Buffalo.
Yes.
They have a huge lead in the division.
Yeah.
But if they lose to Dallas and the Bills win out, that means the Bills will play them again and win again. And then they'd have the same amount of losses, but they would have beat the Dolphins twice.
Right.
So they get the tiebreaker.
Vinegar says, but how funny is that Taylor Swift's current boyfriend has the same first name as the guy sitting next to you, Jalitha? Yeah, he's had the name longer, and I've been with him longer than she'll ever be with any man.
Why are you being mean to Tay?
She's a dumb bitch.
Call her Tay-Tay.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Do they
bitch,
call
bitch? Dum-dum?
Do they call her Tay-Tay?
Dum-dum?
Or did I just make that up?
You probably just made it up. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to call her Tay-Tay unless somebody else calls her Tay-Tay and it's popular, then I'm not going to call her Tay-Tay. But
People's like, we just don't talk about, okay, crotch. That's right. Queef it up, buddy.
Have you guys seen it, though? Nobody said that. Yeah, well, I've seen that. I thought the same thing.
Okay, the only reason why you've seen it is because it's like front and center on an app that we utilize a lot. That's the only reason why we've been seeing the stupid shit.
It's got to be.
The only other person that's remotely going to be able to, or going to see that stuff is not in our chat. He is in Ireland pretending to be a father. An animal owner. Picola says, we just don't talk about... Oh, I read that. Vindicator says 49ers and the Ravens are favorites to play in the Super Bowl. The Niners favorites to win it.
It's so hard to see the mic because they put it in the letter.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of the letters.
But clearly farting in the mic.
You'd have to bring up the app and see if you can see it better.
The app.
The app that we see it in.
Oh.
And then...
I doubt it.
And then see if you can see it there. Let's see, Pico says, figure I'm having to invest in reality TV now since you ruined my entire sports entertainment experience. Chris says, oh, D calling her dumb bitch. What about dumb slutty cunt? I don't know if that's what you want to call her. That's your prerogative, sir. It's okay, that would be super fucked up. Yeah, Pico says, this chat went off the rails. Vindicator's like, no, I have not seen Tay-Tay cover shot. Pico's like, I didn't realize Baltimore was killing it this year. What is it?
Swerve.
Mr. Swerve.
All right.
You're hooked up.
That's fine. And I'm probably loaded. Although you're sitting down, so it might not do anything.
Skirt, skirt! Swerve, swerve, swerve.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what MJF's doing to him.
You'll have to guide me here.
Okay, I'm going to guide you guys to see Taylor Swift queefing into her microphone.
Oh my god.
She's queefing into her microphone. A little closer. 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 Okay. Can you guys see it? Keep it there. Well, it was perfect. Move it back just a little bit. Well, the lights on your on your phone's going down. There. There, you're good. Pico was like, unfollow. Do you see the picture, though? Do you see Travis says farting? It's fine. You can just think it's farting. I just feel like it's not just farting. That's the point.
Do you see her face?
Do you see her face?
She's obviously getting some sort of pleasure out of it. And the microphone's right by her.
Pico's like, I didn't realize Baltimore was killing it this year. Vindicator says, Travis, who would be your favorite to win the men and women Royal Rumble? I heard Bailey predicted she would win it.
So, women probably would like to see Becky, maybe Jade Cargill, although I don't want Jade to have the title that fast.
Yeah, me neither.
I want her to win it at 41.
Yeah, or something.
Work
at it a little bit.
Yeah. Although she could show up and put on a hell of a performance. But the problem is if she picks Io and Io beats her, I'll be furious. So it would have to be Rhea. But anyways, so with the men, obviously Cody. But I think it would be better if Punk wins it. And then they do the Cody angle with the Bloodline at the pay-per-view in Australia. And then the Bloodline attacks Cody in the chamber match. And then that sets up the feud heading in through March into April with Roman. So that sets up that way. Because it'd be hard to set up Punk and Seth Rollins unless they don't have the title, which would be a great way to do it, is put the title on...
Drew?
That's not his name. Damien.
Oh, Damien.
At the Royal Rumble after the Drew McIntyre match. If they do that. I mean, they're doing it on the first. They could do it that day, too. Brock's won the title on the first before, at day one. Oh my gosh, you don't even make sense.
I don't even know what that means.
I'll break both of your arms so you can always swerve while you drive.
Doesn't make any sense. And Chris says Swerve versus MJF.
Somebody's being... This is his property, because he's his young boy.
So it says, I can't believe whoever might get the NBA TV deal is the reason why the Raw TV deal hasn't been announced yet. And Piccolo says, unfollowed, and that's how you get pink eye. If somebody farts on your microphone and then you touch it to your eyeball, probably. Vindicator's like, I see the picture. It's funny. But that little green outfit she's wearing is really not, though. But Tay-Tay makes that face all the time. Her fans go crazy for it for some reason. You know, I don't feel like you're seeing the whole picture, though, there, Vindicator.
It was about the microphone by her butt.
Great that she makes that face, but the fact that the microphone's down by her butt, and it's like, wow. He meant that her outfit's really hot. Not.
I thought you said green.
The little green outfit,
Oh.
she's wearing is really hot, though. Not.
Cool.
Chris says, okay, MJF not letting Swerve get over with these one-liners. Sometimes you gotta put the guys over, and I can tell this kind of reminds me of LA Knight and Miz. Like, not letting LA go over.
Right.
Vindicator's like, handle your business, Swerve. Piccolo says, the Embassy Mogul script reminds me of Duff Leppard. Yeah, on the door. Yeah.
It's better to burn out than to fade away. Check out. Oh, look. It's Dragon Lee.
It's Commander Cool.
He's
This
so
weird
cool.
sidekick guy.
Because Commander non-cool.
Cool. Did I miss anything in the last 30 minutes? I swear I was in a blind rage during that time. Is it because of the queefing?
Dude! And deleted. You're so gross. Why is this match on?
Like a child. The reactions are hilarious.
There's nothing hilarious about reactions.
Chris says Trick Willie versus Swerve would be interesting with their entrances.
Yeah.
And people is laughing.
Nobody's going to go back and watch him wrestle just to see how good he once was.
To see how good he's not. I already can see how good he's not.
Go to ROH.com.
You gotta watch ROH.com for that. We gotta sell this while we're here. It's our only promotional things we can get because nobody else wants to be a part of our selling. We can't get sponsors, so it's fine.
They're gonna lose their TV deal. Go to like the Hunting Network. And then there's some fool's gonna come out with a anti-abortion shirt or something, and then the fishing community is gonna go up in arms, and then they're gonna boycott the wrestling, and then Jesus Christ. Next thing you know, they're gonna be on the Home Shopping Network.
God, I don't think they can stand it there. I don't think they can over there very well either.
They'll be wrestling, and then they'll like have to be wearing designer clothes.
Selling bracelets.
If you notice here, Commander Z is got this nice.
He's got this nice Cartier bracelet on.
You could be yours for $49.99 in 3 easy payments.
Look at it. They're like panning on it while they're like holding onto the rope or something. Woo, woo. Look at it sparkle.
You notice what Kenny Omega is wearing on his feet tonight?
Well, it's for his diverticulitis.
It's a very nice shoe made by Calvin Klein.
He's got a really bad instep issue.
The insoles can be yours for 5 easy payments of $43.33.
33.
Notice the isotoner gloves that Roderick Strong wears. I was watching the British one the other day.
We were watching the British one the other day.
So I watched QVC because I like it, but the British one, obviously I can't order anything from it, so it's just out of entertainment. And they call things like pants trousers and trunks bins, or not bins, but what the hell do they call a trunk?
I don't remember.
A boot.
A boot.
And they call a trash can a bin. It's just good shit. It's like very entertaining because you have to figure out the code. So you have to be a code breaker.
To know what's
It's like
really
a beautiful
happening.
mind when you're watching it. It's awesome.
Vinegar says, Dalitha, what did you get Sir Leo and the Duke of Wimby for Christmas? New fluffy beds to take a nap beside your lap?
Are you going to get him a giant bone?
You want me to get him a giant bone? He can chew on it, and poor Argus can barely chew on anything either. He can't even get him bones. I don't even know what to get him because I'm afraid I'll choke on it.
He can't choke on a bone that's this big.
No, he probably couldn't even chew on a bone that big.
You can grab the end of it.
He'd be like...
Growling at Argus.
Ah! That's my bone!
Leopold will lick it.
Pico says, what's going on? Home Shopping Network? We were making fun of the fact if AEW had to go somewhere else.
I said that they're going to lose their TV deal. Then they'll have to go to another place like the Hunting Network. But then with their politics, with their abortion politics that they had, they'll get all those fans upset on that network, and so they'll be suspended, so they'll have to be on the Home Shopping Network.
And then while they're on there, they'll have to sell things. Like,
Right.
they'll have to wear designer clothes. And then we were making fun of if they had bracelets on, and they had to sell them, and they're, like, doing pan-ins on the bracelet, how many payments it would
As you
take.
can tell, the laptop that he just hit him in
Our
the head
jokes
with.
go way past everybody's head. But we're giggling and laughing about them.
Yeah, especially with the laptop that just hit that guy in the face. Notice it didn't break. High quality. It's a MacBook 27.
Pico's like, yeah, where's Ravi when you need a translator? Whatever, Pico. He can't even translate his own language.
He makes it worse.
It doesn't make it better by any means. Pico's like, also sweaters. They call them jumpers.
Yeah, jumper. I'm a jumper.
All boots are basically wellies. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, like,
They
it
call it
doesn't
a
matter
Wellington
what kind of
closet. A welly closet. A Wellington closet.
Oh, God.
For their boots. That's what a closet, a boot closet. What's that? A mud room.
A mud room. It's
the-
a welly closet.
It's
the
the welly room.
And I know Wellingtons are a boot brand, by the way, but it's funny.
Read about it in Harry Potter.
Vindicator says they recently learned when Brits and Scottish people call you moody, they are actually calling you crazy. Not surprising. Sounds about right.
Good evening.
It's good afternoon.
God damn it. It's got to be one of those.
Pico says thanks for the recap. You're welcome. Do you want me to recap earlier talks and conversations?
Recap.
About P and Q words that everybody hates? Immediately try as they dance through his brain. Not those words!
It's so gross.
It's
like on
words.
Like deeper levels. So they are words that point at gross things.
Whatever. It's like you're weirdos who don't like the word moist.
Moist is aight. It's not terrible. Like joist.
Like joist.
You have to have a choice, you know, if you're silly.
People, and this kendo stick, it's on our payment easy plan for this special evening. See? Now you're getting into the spirit of it.
5 easy payments of $9.99.
So he says, see you on Friday for the second to last SmackDown of the year. Yeah. Well, alrighty then. We'll see you then, maybe.
Maybe. I'm not sure if we're doing it. Probably should.
We're going to get on here and I'm going to give you spoilers. I'm going to research and I'm going to find all the fucking answers. And then within the first 5 minutes, I'm going to be like, here you go. This is all that's happening. And then I'm going to say, Merry fucking Christmas, you bastards. And then leave. And not see you again until next Wednesday.
Hey, I'm going to watch it guys on Friday. I usually don't like SmackDown.
Vindicator will never see us on a Friday ever again.
Sounds like a great Friday.
And if we don't do Wednesdays, he'll never see us ever again, period.
Oh, whatever. We could always do Tuesday. I'm sure he'd watch NXT.
Sophie's like, I read the spoilers. Well, there you fucking go.
We'll have Sophie
Give me all the answers. I want to know now.
We'll have Sophie on live.
Sophie's like, I'm still going to watch SmackDown no matter what.
No matter what?
Nah, it's all right. I'll find something else to do. Play a game or something.
What kind of game?
I don't know, but it won't be watching wrestling.
Will it be an emotional game?
Maybe. A very emotional. Vindicator says next year, Talitha, you have to get Sir Leopold a matching llama face sweater. He doesn't do well in clothes.
He's like a house elf.
Wellington's way better in clothes. I got him an outfit with little pants.
He's the cutest bastard on the planet. He went and saw Santa Claus and sat on his lap. Did you put that on Insta?
No, I should though.
Why didn't you put it on Insta?
I should. I should put him on Instagram. Here's Mr. Wellington seeing Santa.
It was cute how he's holding him, but he should have held him like so you could see his back.
Yeah.
So you could see his pants better. But his face is cute as shit.
Yeah. Sophie says, but I don't remember the spoilers though. Well, what the fuck? Well, what help are you? Vindicator's like, Talitha, you're being so moody.
We'll just have you on live, Sophie. I'll give you a phone number you can call. I'll put you on speaker. You
can just tell us all of the...
And you can just give a
all the spoilers.
Full rundown.
Of the spoilers. Feels like, there you go, D. Yeah. So he's like, the only thing I remember from the spoilers is they set up the main event for the first SmackDown of the year.
Cool.
How was that a spoiler for the SmackDown on Friday?
It's just what you do. And why is it the first SmackDown of the year? Aren't they going to do a SmackDown next, like on the 29th? Is that one going to be recorded too?
Congratulations, I guess. I don't know if that's a congratulations that happened. That one guy didn't win.
Hey, look. Season Pass 2 for...
Dorado guy or whatever.
Fight for the Fallen. Or Fight Forever. Season 2's out. Does that mean it's a new game, or is that just an add-on?
It's just an add-on.
So I have to actually I have to open the game to get it.
Yeah, you'd have to go
Open
on
the
there
game.
and download it from
I'd have to
like
open the game.
PlayStation content or Xbox or whatever.
I'd have to
Yes,
have the
yes,
game,
yes, 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 yeah, you would, yeah, definitely, yeah. Did you get it?
Well, I asked the question.
Did you get the answer?
Well, later.
Did you answer the self for your own self? Did you finally get it?
5 minutes later.
Did you finally get it? Oh god, this guy's so weird. So it was like, so you won't be on YouTube Friday. Oh, I read that. And Vindicator says, there you go, Sophie. They are putting spoiler posters everywhere. MJF is indeed the devil.
I saw.
Sophie says, no, next week is a live SmackDown, but I don't know why they set up a main event for the first SmackDown of the year. That's weird.
Maybe because nobody cares about the New Year's Eve SmackDown.
Pickle is like, how interesting. Jade is still on the Fight Forever poster. Ah, they forgot to delete her, huh? They didn't want to spend any money, like, making new ones.
Why wouldn't you keep her on there? She was their biggest
biggest women's star in AEW.
You have her
it's
right.
on the actual game. You can't just take her out of the game all of a sudden.
So when she came over, she kept her name, right? Like, because it's her name.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like WWE let her keep her name. That's pretty cool.
Sophie says the spoilers are vague. CM Punk is also on the Fight Forever poster. He is.
Well, yeah, he's also a star.
He was there.
He was their biggest male star. So they had their biggest male and female star. Sure, Britt Baker's on there, too.
I don't know why these people are talking, but it's weird.
Nobody cares about this group. Well, the thing I don't like is that it's the NXT reject that nobody liked in NXT even, with these two guys that nobody knows who they are. Hey, is that what's her name? Sky Blues completely went to the dark side? Is that Britt Baker? Oh, no, that's Thunder Rosa. Abaddon's a face? Hey, look, they got those two together. I feel like that's a really good storyline they should have on Dynamite.
Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
On Dynamite, not on Collision. Yeah.
It's on their Holiday Bash on Saturday.
Holiday Bash!
Pickle is like, literally no one cares that T. Rosa is back, which is funny because somebody did tell us that she was back and they were very excited about it.
Because she was pretty.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody was. Maybe it was Chris.
She's super pretty. Yeah. That's what they were saying. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's those people. So it was like, normally with a tape show, they don't reveal that much information. You just have to watch the show to see how it all comes together.
Right. It's on Reddit. Guaranteed. Somebody was there. They get on Reddit immediately afterwards, and they put the whole match on there. Every match.
Yes. That's what I'm going to go look for. No.
Yeah,
gross. Garbage. Gross garbage.
See it as I'm walking by to go to the claw.
Mm.
Boom.
AEW was invited to watch Aquaman. Why?
Because they like big guys on TV. I guess. It's probably got really good graphics. I'll have to watch it when it comes out.
Who is that guy?
Which one?
The one in the back with the blonde hair.
I don't know. He looks like Guy Ferrari. I don't know the bald guy either.
That's the guy that takes Tony Storm places, isn't it? Or is her talking piece or whatever? Or...
Oh. The bald.
Yeah, that guy's bald.
I guess I don't pay attention. There's a huge boxing match this weekend, everybody.
Yeah, way better than what we're watching right now.
Why do you compare apples to oranges?
I don't know. People seem to do it a lot in our chat. I just figured it was what you did. The Negator says, Rosa was probably their second worst champion after Saraya. Both runs totally forgettable.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you mean Thunder Rosa was an actual AEW women's champion? So weird.
Not the second worst. That's Riho.
What the fuck ever? No. The man was definitely one of the worst in AEW. No, AEW man that plays in the women's division.
Oh, you're inappropriate again.
Maybe.
Just can't go 3 minutes without the mute button. It's like, what's that show called with Adam Sandler? Click? Is it Click?
Or he has a remote.
And he could like fast forward and rewind.
Yes,
and
mute.
Pause and mute. Or put on Zap.
Nyla Rose.
That
character was the worst.
When you say the man,
the worst.
Becky, I'm like,
the worst
Becky?
Champion. The worst. The worst.
Well, maybe that's who they meant was the worst.
No. Was probably their second worst champion after Saraya. So it's Nyla Rose worst.
Saraya was handed the title because they were in Britain.
Then Thunder Rosa. Then Riho.
The problem with Thunder is that this is how it works in AEW, okay? Somebody gets hot. They wait a year, and then they push them. We saw it with
after they're not hot.
Yeah, we saw it with Wardlow. We saw it with Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa had a match with Britt Baker.
Yes.
And it put their women's division on the map. A year later, they put the title on Thunder Rosa.
They're like, you want this? Yeah, okay.
Oh, by the way, you're not going to be on TV anymore.
Bye!
You're the champion. You don't need to be on TV. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, you have to forfeit it? Oh, that's too bad. Go away.
They did her a little bit dirty, that's for sure.
That's how they do it with all of them.
They do.
Anybody that gets popular, they're like,
ew, you're popular?
Ooh, MJF, remember when he was popular 2 years ago? Let's put the title on him. And then never have him do shit. I mean, we want it to be so irrelevant.
Not like I said, only irrelevant now, but they're like, we're going to push this whole devil thing about the ROH Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, we're going to put the tag team titles on him also and make it a bigger deal than the AEW title. That's how important Ring of Honor's tag team titles are compared to MJ. What the It's terrible.
They're like, let's do it out here.
Moxley's wrestling, huh?
Piccolo says, LOL, stars of AEW, like saying military intelligence. Yeah, I don't know who the stars were in that whole group of people that went and saw that premiere. But
Evil Uno.
But there was nobody I would consider a star in it. Sophie says, I wonder if they taped the entire 2 hours of SmackDown or taped 1 hour of it and somehow made it into a 2-hour show for Friday.
They could do that by talking a lot.
Yeah, but it would be more like an hour and at least 30 minutes.
No, they could do it in the back. Like after the crowds leave and everything, like on Saturday or something, they could just be like, okay, say some words.
I need you to talk this or do this. Have a little thing in the back.
Yeah, and some video packages and stuff.
Piccolo says, can we invest 5 minutes on how Evil Uno is shaped like Jack Black? I think that's a insult to Jack Black.
Are you talking about Liche Libre or whatever? Liche Libre?
Nacho Libre?
Or Nacho, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Totally way better than Evil Uno ever will be.
He's just saying that that's where Evil Uno got to start. He worked at a preacher place.
Nope. See, we're not gonna do that to Nacho Libre. We're not gonna make it bad. We're not going to do that.
That's not bad.
Yes, it is.
To work
Evil Uno is not good. Like, he's terrible on every aspect. It's creepy and I don't like it.
What do you mean to him? He's just a man.
Sophie says, we will hear AJ Styles explain why he attacked LA Knight last week. Did you see what LA Knight did? He touched him. who wouldn't attack him.
That was pretty brutal.
Then Piccolo's like, hence uno equals Kung Fu Panda. You don't hear it, you don't see it, and you don't speak it. Sophie says, taped shows are sometimes a hit or miss. People read the spoilers and decide if they want to watch that week's show. Piccolo says, let me write this down. Sophie says, there is a report that Sasha was going to debut in AEW when they were in Boston.
Before... Wasn't she there at one of their events? Oh, it was in Britain, huh?
Piccolo says, Hobbs popular. Let's make him a part of a faction and promote QT TV instead.
Yes.
Exactly.
Then
they're like, oh, well, you're not. Well, we'll put you in another group.
And then, by the way...
We haven't seen them. Where are they at?
You'll be popular. We'll push you next year. It's because what they do is
Don't
they're
worry,
like...
you'll be too old by then, but it's fine.
It's the same thing Triple H copies. We have to have these long title reigns that don't mean shit. Right? Like, we're seeing it right now with Gunther, and we're seeing it right now with Rhea Ripley. Like, when the fuck do they defend their titles? Mm-hmm. Now, granted, Gunther just did, but usually he doesn't. And then Roman Reigns, obviously,
he never
goes
does.
Without saying. I don't even know who the United States champion is.
It's Logan Paul.
Oh, that's right. There again. Shit.
They're doing a tournament for who he's going to go against, though, remember?
He's different because he is a part-timer. Like, 100% part-timer.
True. Oh, get him. That probably did it right there. The pile driver.
This should be a pretty good
wait,
match.
You're not bleeding yet, so probably not going to work.
By the way, Jake Paul is working with the U.S. Olympic boxing team for London.
Well, good for him. Finally doing something good.
Yeah.
Vindicator says it's funny. I heard the man in Seth Rollins' household is facing someone equivalent to Nyla Rose in body type, whose name rhymes with snacks. That riveting stuff right there. Well, you know, Becky has to face Nia because, why? Because Nia broke her nose, and they're having a feud as to how Nia made her. So now they got to have that confrontation because in all reality, they've never had it. They've never addressed that issue, so why not? They aren't doing anything with Becky anyways.
Yeah, Becky can just be another stepping stone for
They
Nia.
started doing it with Charlotte, too. Like, you're all down on Charlotte. She wasn't getting a push for a title. She literally was being used as fodder.
Yeah, it's a Triple H thing.
So there you go. You should be happy about it, Vin. All ecstatic that they're using all these garbage shit women that can't do shit and or don't get any pop from anybody in the audience, booze or otherwise, as your champions.
John Moxley is whooping the shit out of this dude, this White.
Jay White's getting his butt whooped.
But this is a pretty good match. This is a great main event.
It's so great.
So much better than Wheeler Yuta.
Pickle says, wild thing, you pulled my G-string. Sophie says, did you know Jack Black was in the Cable Guy? You know, I haven't seen the whole Cable Guy.
He was the friend of somebody on there, yeah.
Sophie says, blood and guts. And Vindicator says, I think Jay White would have made a better impact with his AEW arrival if his first feud was with Jon Moxley. Sophie says, remember how Zack Ryder got over his own on his own? Vince didn't like that, and he pushed him quickly.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that Vince didn't like something. If he was over, he would be over. But sometimes Vince does have a tendency to say that he knows more than the fans. And that's where he shouldn't do that, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody is over, like Rusev Day, that was huge. And they should have just rode that to the title.
Rode that wave.
Just ride it to the title. Let him be the champion for a minute. The crowd will turn on him. It's going to happen. And then do what you were going to do with him. And you could do the same thing. Obviously, you don't want to put a title on Zack Ryder. But you could put a mid-card title on Zack Ryder.
So this is Jake Paul is open to work with the WWE to team with his brother. Wasn't Nia going to give up wrestling before the WWE brought her back? I don't know what she was doing in her personal life.
She was probably trying to just get, fix her hole after she damaged it that one time when she damaged her hole.
Sophie says, remember Rusev Day, as you had just said it.
Rusev Day.
And Vindicator says, de-pushed is not real word. It's fine. Don't be a vocabulary police.
Hermie. They have Hermie.
It's creepy as fuck, man.
Dragunov is doing a commercial during AEW Dynamite. That is unreal.
'Tis this season.
TBS and TNT. Maybe they are going there. Having Dragunov on there.
Sure. So he says Rusev Day was so over, it seemed like he was going to win the tag team championship. Pico's like, we can nitpick all we want. It's a weird thing to nitpick about.
That's a weird thing to say. He was so over that he was going to win the tag team championship. Wouldn't he just be world champion and get it over with?
No, you can only be tag team champions.
It's so weird.
That's it. He can't.
He was so over, he was almost a worthless champion.
It's a worthless. It's
It's
worthless.
WWE, their tag team division doesn't even matter. As you can tell what happened on Monday. Put
The women's division. Barfo!
They already don't like the women, but now it's like...
They're like, we don't like the women. We really don't like them. So here you go. The Indicator's like, yes, Picola, I can knit a sweater and pick locks all I want. LOL. So if he says the whole Lana Rusev Ziggler Summer Rae storyline was all over the place.
It was so all over. It was like a season finale of like a soap opera, and it all ended at once. And it was like the whole show got canceled or something. If it was a soap opera. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how terrible all that was, and how it was a wreck immediately? Lana, and then Bobby, and then Rusev shows up. I think he was in the cake.
I don't know. And then Liv is like
Morgan
her lesbian lover.
And she wants to
Her
like make out.
lesbian lover.
And she wants to make out with freaking
Lana.
And then Lana's like, oh.
It was nothing, I promise. It wasn't anything I did.
And in reality, what would happen if your wife brought somebody like Liv home? You would just join them. It's like, it's not a big deal. You'd have to ask her about her daddy issues. But after that, might as well enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because there's obviously a daddy issue in there.
Oh, totally. Because, like, just know there's people who gain more of the spotlight than others. And us dummy fans. Oh, don't call yourself dumb. It's fine, Picola. Picola says, we all find a reason for complaining. Yeah, tag team belts. So he says, Rusev and Lana have been a part of two worst storylines in their WWE career, and both involved love triangles or quad angles. Picola says, think about some of the past angles. Gives me migraines. So if it's like the Liv Lana thing lasted 1 week.
It
Lasted 1 week, but the Liv building up to it was like fucking months in the making.
She was like in a bathtub.
For months. And you're just like,
there was all
what the
sorts
fuck
of
is this
weird
going
stuff,
for?
and then all of a sudden she shows up. But at that point, I think Rusev and Lana were gone.
I thought that she was gonna be like all over Rusev, like he was with her. Oh no, they're like, no, let's be lovers, and you're just like, oh my god, what? Like, this is odd and weird.
I mean, we all.
Like, and they couldn't, like, do any, like, why didn't they have, like, little weird snippets of weirdness? Like, him catching her, like, talking to somebody, or, you know what I mean? Or, or stuff. They didn't do any of that. So there was no build up to that side of it. It was just weird.
It was like, hey, let's try this.
Awkward. It was so awkward.
Let's move forward.
It could have worked. It's great if she had a lesbian lover. But it was how they did it. You're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? So it was like Tyler Breeze's first main roster feud was with Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae.
I do miss Summer Rae. I'll admit that. Because I miss Fandango. You got to have that guy. And I don't feel like WWE has that guy unless they're considering R-Truth that guy. And R-Truth really isn't that guy.
Oh, no. Not the nails on the back. Oh no, biting his face.
He's trying to suck his soul out like a Dementor. Did you see that?
So gross. Ew. Sophie says, I thought the Liv thing was going to be the Emma thing when she first came back to the WWE.
More bathtub stuff that never ever goes anywhere.
Right.
Somebody in the back's just like, let's put him in the bathtub. Okay. What do you want to do now?
Nothing.
Oh.
We have to go somewhere with this? I just wanted him in the bathtub.
I just wanted him in the bathtub.
Vindicator's like, Liv probably had the cutest mugshot ever, though. She had that blank stare like she just gave no fucks about being handcuffed and detained.
Yeah, it's because she was high as a kite.
She was high as fuck, man. There's no way you get a blank stare like that if you ain't fucking high as shit.
She had bags under her eyes.
And the cutest mugshot ever.
Okay, so to be fair, I've never actually looked at mugshots to say it was the cutest, but...
I've never seen a mugshot that's cute.
Right.
Let alone good,
Okay.
except for the guy that had the mugshot.
There was a dude
and they
that
gave
had
him a
mugshot.
fucking modeling career after it.
Yeah,
Give her a fucking modeling career. No, they won't. Why? Because it wasn't that good.
It was all right. I looked it up to see because everybody
terrible,
was talking
but it
about
was like, eh.
But she looked like she had just woke up.
Yeah.
And
Forgot to know how to brush her hair.
she just kind of went for a drive in a car for some reason.
And she's like, it's not my vape, I promise. I'm high as fuck, but it's not mine.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. In the shower. Wasn't me. Wasn't smoking vape in the car. Wasn't me. I don't know how that vape got there. It wasn't me. Somebody says it seems whenever someone gets the main roster call up, their first feud is either with The Miz or Ziggler.
Or Natalya, if it's women. But yeah. And now Dolph's gone.
Yeah.
He'll be doing the same thing over on AEW.
Pickle's like, hey guys, hey, wait a second. Mox isn't bleeding yet.
Well, he might
How
not
much time do we have? And they can go over. And they're probably going to go over because it's almost 8 o'clock.
Look
And
what
they're
time
probably
it
going to
is.
go over like 10 minutes.
It's skin.
Skin time. Gross. Vindicator says, I think I remember that guy. He was light-skinned and had a bald head.
And bright blue eyes.
Yeah. He had like tattoos kind of on his neck and stuff, but he didn't really have light skin. It was like kind of like
Looking like Roman Reigns.
bronzed kind of.
I thought we were just going to see Sister
But his
Abigail.
eyes were blue. And he had like this look on his, and you want to talk about somebody who had a smoldering look for the camera? That guy did it.
He was doing blue steel.
He was totally doing blue steel. Now, that I can say, yeah, I get that mugshot. I get why people were like, holy shit, is this even a real mugshot? Because everybody thought it was staged. No, it was real. And he got a fucking modeling career out of it. Because he was like 6'4" or some shit. And like all beefy. I don't know how long it lasted, but...
Yeah, he probably stole from the audience. I mean, obviously, he's in jail. You're not usually a good person if you go to jail.
Yeah,
The odds are against you.
a little bit.
Liv was trying to kill pedestrians.
Shame on
She was
Liv.
playing like Frogger.
Shame on her. Sophie says, okay, Shaggy. Piccolo says, oh, wait. TK does that lately. Sophie says, Ridge Holland is back in NXT. That's a big downgrade for him.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing anything on the main roster.
Without Sheamus there in the little group, it's just kind of like,
It's the same thing with New Day without Big E. It's, What's Butch gonna do, right? Butch isn't shit.
But don't worry, they kept the little guy.
That's Butch.
Exactly.
He's shit.
They kept him on the main roster. Congratulations, WWE, and your stupidity. Let's keep the little tiny baby boys on there that look like they're 12.
In his onesie.
In his little onesies. Ugh.
He should just put him in footy pajamas.
So he says, it wasn't me, it was one of Shaggy's big hits.
Huge
Yes,
one.
it was.
Wasn't me.
Pickle's like, hey guys, 45 days since the Bucks have been on TV. Oh my god, 45 days? Damn, really?
You
Like,
count
not
it
even on
down?
Rampage or Collision?
I swear we just saw him.
Yeah, I thought they were on there too. I don't know, I don't really watch it, so I wouldn't know. I don't even watch it when it's on my TV right now. As you can tell by me talking all the
So,
time.
just because you hate the Bucks doesn't mean that I do. They're the only thing I like about AEW.
I think they've lost what they actually were supposed to be is all.
Right? The greatest tag team of all time.
Sure.
Joking. I just like them because they remind me of the Rock and Roll Express. That's it. That's all. No more.
They're showboating.
And I understand.
They're showboating crazy.
I understand that the Rock and Roll Express isn't the greatest tag team of all time. Also, I'm not one of those fans that is like delusional.
Right.
They were my favorite behind the Road Warriors. Like, the Road Warriors are everybody's favorite. Why does he keep going for the Sister Abigail?
I don't know.
Like, he did that last week, or 2 weeks ago, whatever, and he ended up losing. He went for it 3 times.
Maybe he should learn
It was
not to
against
do it.
Swerve.
Loser, please. Loser.
He just called that the Stompy.
The Stompy.
We're going to have our first draw of the tournament right here. We're going to have the first
The
draw.
15 minutes.
Sister Abigail!
5 remain. Oh, he finally got his
1,
Sister
2,
Abigail.
and 3.
What? He finally got it?
Jay White!
Damn, he finally threw that out there, huh?
With the Sister Abigail.
How'd that even happen?
He just beat John Mox in the middle of the freaking squared
People
circle.
look very confused in the audience right now.
Well, it's because he wasn't getting pushed. That's a surprise to everybody.
He's like, I'm broken. I can't do anything. I'm so broken. Lies. Lies!
That just happened on your television at home and ours.
Oh my god, it happened on my TV and now I'm going to throw up from it.
Unreal. Look at this tie. There's a tie between John Moxley and
Swervy
Swerve
poo.
Strickland and Jay White. It's a
Oh,
three-way
Jay
tie.
White has 12 now too? Damn.
It's a 3-way tie, so they're going to have a triple threat match next Wednesday. No, I don't know if that's true, but... Well, isn't that how you'd have to do? Oh,
I
there's
guess.
probably more matches
Yes.
for each one of them.
Pico says Pico's like carbon copy. Sophie says it'll be interesting whenever Braun comes back. Pico says, whoa, White did it. And Sophie's like, do you think after Cody left AEW that the vision of AEW was gone? It was gone before Cody left. That's why he left, Sophie.
But yeah, I mean, it was around that same time period, but Cody left because of the deterioration.
Yeah, it was because of that. That's why he left, by the way. Pico says Moxley first loss. Ooh, Vindicator says, well, I'm okay with Jay winning because Moxley has been champ many times already. True, I'm fine with Jay White being up there. It's fine. I'm fine with that. He says, but you guys take care. Have a great Christmas. I'm going to make myself pretty for my upcoming mugshot. LOL. Later, guys. All right, Vindicator. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And a Merry Christmas to you. You take care of you and yours and everything else. Be good out there. Hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday. If not, you can always come in and say hi on Friday. Maybe we'll be here. Pickle says, take care, Vindicator. Happy holidays. So because the tournament sounds confusing, so no draws in a tournament. There can be draws, but that doesn't mean they get points.
You get one each.
You get points, but it has to be different. So, Sophie says that, and Pickle says, so LOL, you'll be famous. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Swerve came out to say hello to Jay White, Moxley, because they're all
triple threat next week.
They're all because they're all tied. They have to have a triple threat. That's why Swerve's down there. He's ready.
Swerve beat both of those two, though, didn't he?
I don't remember.
No, he might have lost to Moxley.
I thought he lost to Moxley, but he's giving old Jay White the stank face, old stinky face.
Because of the stank?
Yeah, and old John Moxley, he's playing that I have a thing, and the ref's like all after Jay White.
But we know he doesn't have a thing.
None of them have things. I have no idea what the fuck's happening on my TV right now, but...
He's dancing. He likes Swerve.
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, anyways, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We may or may not be here Friday. Travis is going to make us be here. So we'll just see you guys on Friday. You guys have a fabulous rest of your week, okay?
Why would you just say lies?
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab.